Morning, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Today is Monday, August 27th, 2018. We're looking at the crude oil market as always. Nothing new about that. Everything as far as let's talk about today, let's talk about last week, let's talk about you and me, let's talk about all that crazy stuff. Anyway, so let's talk daily chart. Start with the dailies, work our way down to the 5 minutes into the tick chart. So what do we know at this point in time? We broke that trend line that we put on the charts a few days ago. We put it back, I think, on this day. August 21st was Tuesday, or maybe I put it on the next day. And we've been above that trend line. So the significance of this is that the upward trend to 70 and higher, as long as we stay above this, is intact. We can get up higher. The other side of this is that if you look back, we're inside that trading range, going back from April through today. We're right back into the junk of all this what we've already been to before. And we're seeing that being reflected out in the tick charts, what I'll get to in just a few minutes here. So first thing first, this is the dailies. This is what the dailies look like into this range that we talk about. Trading a little above pivot right now. Going top down, looking at the hourly chart, we can see where that trend line is coming across the charts in the hourlies. How we tried to attempt for it on the 23rd, which is Thursday, and then we've been off of that since. So will we come down here? Will we go up further? I would always say your guess is as good as mine, but right now I would tell you that all things being equal, the up is stronger than the down right now based upon what we're seeing, and also what we've been seeing. Looking back at what we see as an overall, this is the 50 bar SMA coming across prices. Here's the 200 down here below. We touched it just about on the 16th of August, and we've been off of that since. So we repelled off of that 200 bar, and we've talked about this before. As far as the daily charts go, this is the most significant point that's on the daily. And as a day trader, you need to know where that number or this line is in any given day, especially if you get close to it. And, I mean, we're $5-6 away from it now, $4 away from it. It's not as significant as when we're down here and close to it. All right, so let's look at the hourly again. Coming off of the swing low right now. Down to the 15 minutes. Now let's go back to the hourly. Let's find where the 200 bar is on the hourly. It's way down here past the so the market's got to get down to 66.60 roughly. So was that about $2 and something down from here? That's a lot to ask of the market right now. 15 minutes. 200 bar. What I want to know on the 15 minute and the 5 minute chart is where is that 200 bar SMA, and can we reach to it? So it's below it, and that can be run easy. It's already almost been run already though. So can we come back to it? Have we already been to it and we're off of it? Those are questions that we have to figure out. I think we've already been there, so therefore it coming back would be that third time coming back down through here. So yes, it can. We will see which one wants to play out more. Who knows? Can't tell. Especially, I'll tell you why we can't tell in a second. In the 5 minutes, we've been through it, and are we going to go back to it? Most likely, yes. We'll probably come back down here to the pivot point, maybe even in the opening trade. And the 5 minute is not as significant as the rest of them. The 5 minute just gives you a looking back 200 lines from the 5 minute charts, and this is what the culmination of 200 high open low closes are coming in at. Right now, they'll tell you it's at 68.59 on the charts as a 5-minute chart. Now your charts might be different than mine, but we're going to be fairly close as an overall in the active contract. So let's move this back to an hour. I shift this chart, my longer term chart, all the time between a daily to hour to 15 minutes usually. Then I have a secondary chart that I have off the screen that keeps up with the 5 minutes and what it's doing. So usually what I see is an hour and a 5, and then I will adjust my longer term time frame to an hour to 15 to a daily just to see where everything is. So hopefully I'm not trading into significant support or resistance sometimes. I know I'll get into that kind of madness occasionally. All right, so here's our tick chart, and what I wanted, the significance of the tick chart today, and the significance that I've started to put upon it is, has there been any volume bar greater than 1,000 to start this day? And if you look back at when the market opened up on Sunday night right here, and you're looking at volume over here is 300, that's nowhere near even 500 at this point, mid-range. So the first time we came across the 500 mark comes at 708. And that's been the highest volume bar that we have in the session. So what that is telling me is there's really no significant pressure on the market at this point, and you're seeing that being reflected in the tight range that we honestly have right now. Right now, the difference between the high and the low, high is at 68.88 and the low is at 68.34. So was that 54 ticks difference between high and low this morning. So you're seeing a pretty tight range overall in the market. And so therefore, what I'm going to tell you, what I'm doing, is I'm going to stand aside until I get in a volume bar higher than 1,000 and in the charts at some point. How will it come about? Well, there's two different ways a high volume bar is going to come about. The first way is it runs up, and most likely you see the blue high volume bar over 1,000, or it runs down and then you see a red high volume bar. So it's most likely has to get underneath pivot on this side, and most likely got to go through up and through R1 on the upside. So that's kind of, so R1 is above here, and you can see the pivot point down here. That's most likely what's got to happen. One of these levels probably has to be run before we see any volume in the charts showing any hand being played right now. So this will hopefully keep you out of some bad trading decisions that are just going to pop back and forth. And you know, you get in, think I'm looking good right now, and then it comes up and it knocks you out. Or you get in, it goes straight up against you, or you're in long, it goes up a little bit, and then it comes right back down to break even. That's kind of things that I notice when volume is low as an overall. Speaking of holidays, there's a bank holiday in the UK today, so that might be one of the reasons why the overnight market is quiet. It might pick up here in the US in the next couple of minutes. We'll have to see. All right, so that's it. That's our chit chat for the morning. I'll be back when I see something I want to trade. Talk to you a little bit later. Bye for now. Oh, the one more thing we want to cover is today's trailing stop is 18, which is R. 15.5 rounds up to 16, add +2. We're going to 18, and then we have the 3P target of 56.8, and I just rounded that one up to 57. Although 56, it can be the real area, so let's leave it at 56. And you'll know that I'll adjust this later, but I want to know where's my 3, how far can we go 3, and what's our ultimate stop loss that we have on the charts right now without anything going our way. And that's it. That's what we know. All right. GAN numbers. I get asked this occasionally. GAN today, 69.84 on the up, 67.31 on the down. The magic numbers, I like to call them. 69.84, 67.31. Be back. All right, so 8 o'clock has come, and still, let's see, this bar right here, this red bar, is 820, and this one here is 811. So if we just measure the two of those, we'd have a tiebreaker, and then we'd have this bar, which is not higher than any of them. So that's what we have right now. Highest blue is 811. At 7:08. Highest red, 820 at 8 o'clock. And I just keep myself busy, just writing it in here. And I'm just sitting back, waiting. Got my fishing pole in the water, waiting for something. Looking for a nibble. Right now we just don't have anything that's nibbling yet. We shall see. Talk to you in a bit. Alright, that's it's about 8:30 right now. Actually, it is 8:30. 30 minutes into the trading session. And we've reached back and made a new high. 6888 was previous 6893, so it made a new high about 5 ticks in. R1 is up here at 69.29. Now the significance of this number, or this point, would be that I would maybe play the short side of the market based upon us just barely being able to get a little bit higher in the market, and then the short opportunity would come in around the 84 mark. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not taking it, because I'm waiting on 1,000 volume bar to get involved, or at least a break even of the 800s that we saw earlier. What am I talking about? Right now, if I get my screen draw tool out, this is an 800 bar and that's an 800 bar. Those two volume bars make what I call a tiebreaker. Call it TEEB. So how about a tiebreaker? Maybe just put an R on there so you can see a tiebreaker the way I'm looking at it, and so I need a tiebreaker to break the tie. So think of it about overtime rules. We're waiting for the OT to come about. Right now we need something of significance to show up in the charts. What we don't have is that significant event right now. Make me feel like, hey, something's up, therefore I stand aside. Alright, if I see it, I'll let you know. Be back. Alright. We see our first two bars here. 2122 versus 1903. The net effect of this is it's another tiebreaker scenario here. 2122 and 1903. So run out one to run out the other. Let's mark the charts here though. So they come in at the 9 o'clock mark. What's significant about that? Was there something that I missed? No. Alright, so this one's 2122. At 9 a.m. Followed very quickly behind with this blue one, 1903. Difference being 219. argue tiebreaker volume around 250, and it's 219, so it's questionable between the two. So discretion's the better part of valor right now, although I wouldn't mind taking on the short side trade and going for the lows. So the combination of this two, I'm going to put a stab out there at 57. I don't want to be long yet, but I wouldn't mind being short underneath this. So we'll see. If I'm filled, I'll let you know. So what I'm thinking basically is there's a significance between why this bar, now it did reach the 200 bar SMA right there, brought us in. Alright, so what is the number? 6731 is the GAN signal, so let's adjust at least for that. 6731. We'll call it 33. See if we can get through this pivot point here. We went through the pivot 627. So we've been through it several different times, so I'm not scared of pivot. We've been there several different times, so I don't feel as though, you know, the pivot point, like it's going to be a base and go no lower. And it sure looks like I'm wrong right now. Don't like being on a 5, so we'll err. Shit, we'll just err to the 4. Talk about catching a low. So maybe I should have played that as a tiebreaker and waited, because it sure looks like I'm getting ready to get stopped out here. Went 2 ticks our favor. Yep. Should have waited. Although at that point in time I liked it. So that could have been a break. It could have broke there. Pausing. I want to take a stab here at 67 to think that this is a fake out against the 200 bar line to see. Made it back to mid-range. Thinking the top is in. So 6884. We would need 68.65 for a 1p move, which we did get it right there. Alright, gonna remove it. Don't like it. I do like it a little bit though. I like it looking back here to break line. Break line's around 86. So let's mark the charts there. I'm going to pause here until I see something. Alright, I want to take a stab at 81 versus 93 right now using the break point. What I'm looking at right now is a lower high pattern and then coming back and down and through, reaching down here at least. You know what? 6,900 is probably in play right now. Let's wait for volume. Let's not guess the market. Let's wait. Let's wait for volume. Pausing. All right, so let's watch it at the high. Went to 92. I mean, I really want to get short at 82, but I don't see a reason to be in it. I'm going to take a stab at 81. We're going to use the high. Six eight eight one. A 1p down move. Bring it at 62. Right there. Going to move to that 31 again. Nearest target to 67.31 is 67.48. On the charts today, we'll call it 49. 67.49. So Mondays can just about do anything. All right, so I'm going to move to 89 as a stop now. '86 plus, now we'll keep 91, that's plus 5. 86 plus 5 is 91. All right, I'm going to pause here until we get run out or it goes down to 1p. Might not be the wisest decision, but I moved my stop into 89. Trying to protect as much as I can of this trade. It didn't break to start with, so I want another chance just in case this one doesn't work out. All right, so we're closing in on the 1p profit target of 62. I really don't want to take a loss on this trade now. I could be wrong and the market goes up, so I mean, right now what we do know is that pivot is holding. against this. So I'm protecting 2 ticks here, lower the loss a little bit. I really don't want to see it move back up right now. Settlement line's holding too, so this could easily run up as go down. And then we'll wait for volume to kick in after this. I'll pause. Okay, prairie dogging to 80. Went to 78 several different times. We'll protect the 80 mark. I don't like doing this normally, but I want to get something for my time right now. Lower my loss, wait for that last trade, the third trade. I'm hoping this higher low pattern, lower high, excuse me, this lower high pattern will hold right now and will break. But I also think that it might do that, so that's why I want to protect. Okay, after that last time, I will protect 79. Honestly, either it wants to go to pivot or not. That's kind of my thought process right now. So let's take out at least a break even here if it doesn't want to go. And we have a 1p target along the way. Hopefully it'll hit. we can run a 1P, we stand a better chance of it going our way a little bit more. Alright, so let's go ahead and measure the rest of them, 2 and 3. 243, 3P is 24. And we're holding 49. 67, 48. 49, we'll call it 51. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at it, it was a little bit short of 62 there, went to 65. Stair stepping its way down. What this is telling me though, unfortunately, is that we have a good chance of doing this. And running us out and making new highs. You know, obviously what I hope is the bottom lets up. So, but let's look at it from the other point of view. So the yellow line is here, now it's a little higher. So we've got this higher low is showing that the pattern on the Williams %R can be a bottom can hold here and then proceed to go up this way. Obviously, like I always say, it doesn't mean it will, it's just showing that it can. And we look at what we got to break through. We need to get through this 5-minute mark right in this area, which we haven't been able to do since that bar went to start with. So it pulls us back into this range. And anything above that 79 mark, unfortunately, favors the long side. So obviously what I'm hoping for is I caught the tiger by the tail and it'll come down. If we're looking at the hourly chart, what I'm trying to accomplish is a move back into here, which is the 23rd, which would be Thursday's lows. It's doable. It's a little below S1, and it will fall below pivot to S1 back into here, into the lows. extension is showing around here. All right, let's pause here. If it runs me out, I'll be back. If we hit 1P, I'll be back. All right, it was a fight, but a fight that did not go my way. It took me out at 79, and damn it, if that's going to be the frickin' high of this upward movement, I mean, it took forever to get there. 9:35 to 10:01, 26 minutes to go up. So that's a long time to be trying to stair step your way up here. All right, if I see anything else, I'll let you know. Gained 2 ticks on that one, down 15. All right, so I made that the end of part 1. This is beginning of part 2. I'm watching this 86 line. It took a long time to get there, but I'd like to see some volume kick in. Trying to stand aside. Actually, I'm going to stand aside till I see something. All right, so let's talk this over a little bit. Put some trend lines on the charts just to give us something to do. So we see this line, and then we see this, and now, oops, don't want to do that. Then we see this, and currently going up. It's not where I want it though. All right, so there's our volume bar. There's our tiebreaker. But what I need, since we're above pivot to R1, where are we to R1? 69.29. I want to see a 1, 2, 3 setup, not just jump in. Part of me wanted to come in right when I saw it, right up here. So I'm going to measure it from there. But I've been Johnny on the spot and got 93. I've seen bars like this before. I know what I'm looking for. So my question was, do I just jump in right after the tiebreaker, or do I wait? Now, the better overall trade, obviously, you know, now it's working just fine. You would have been in here 93, you would have been way up here to make the market move. And it only went up from 93, 68.93 to 68.97. So it's not even, that was just 4 ticks higher. And even if we would have come in, say, at 91, let's measure a move against the high. So 68.97 a 1p down move from the high is 78. So right in here. That's measuring from the high. Alright, well, it hasn't come back yet, and it's continued to fall. Shit. Never looked back. 59 is the next area. Never looked back. What made that such a nice trade? Pausing. Alright, part of me wants to jump in here, and the other part says no. Like, the market's moved so far that it probably is going to move the other way, but the entry point is to short it at 60 or 59. And I'm not putting it in because it's fallen so far. And honestly, all it's really done right now is just confirm the low, the swing low. And if we look back, let me smash this chart together. And let's look at the lows. I'd rather be short from up here, not down here. Let's get the screen draw tool out and let's look. So we're right here on this. What do we have? Up here, we're here. And there, we're actually lower. So this breaks the pattern. That one just got away from me. I mean, that's something I need to put in my trading toolbox and think that it's there. I mean, I do have a plan if the high goes up by less than 5 ticks, 2 to 5, to get involved in it. And we saw the tiebreaker right there against these bars. And then you see the move. Now it's trading at the 78 mark up here. Alright, so pausing. Really don't want to be short from down here. So if we look at this from the perspective of completing triangles, got pretty close to completing this triangle from back here. And if it was going to be a significant move, what I really wanted to see was that it come across, come back up through here, and then show, and then hopefully I was going to get in around this area and then be able to carry it on down. Now you see it coming back. Currently trading at 80.81 up here. Of going back to the break point. So overall, let's look at the pull the 5-minute chart out and see what's going on with this. It touched the 200 bar SMA on the 5-minute again and rebounded off of it. Looks like a market that's ready to take out 6,900. That's what I think. Right now it looks like a market that's on its way to knock this out. Go test up here. And they tried to short it down from here. And then they got as far as here. And we're sitting right in this mid-range area. And I'm wondering why I'm down 15 ticks. Well, that's easy. This is going on. No sign. No true sign of which way the market really wants to go. What I do want to get rid of is some of these lines that are on the charts. Significant point is the break. This seems like the line of control here around that 86 mark. So right now you can see the range between roughly pivot to that 86 mark. Pausing. Alright, I want to take a shot at it at 73. And I want to keep a really tight stop on it. '76 break line plus 581. Looking for a move from 1 to 2 and going 2 to 3. 68.59 is a 2p move. Go 82, 83. So I went 2 ticks our favor. 73 plus 16 is 89, now 87. 68.40 is a 3p move now based upon the highs. It's like, what do I not want to see? I really don't want to see the break point again. Gets back up here to 86. I think the jig is up. What we need to see is it get through the 62 level. If we come down to 62, we'll protect break even. Alright, going to go ahead and protecting break even now. Don't want to take a loss on this trade. So what do I not want to see? I don't want to see settlement again. Alright, we tried 67.31 on several different times and that's not working out. 6774 is Gann's 90-degree angle. That'll be our target, 6774. And the nearest area to that is 6783. That's what I'm going to hunt for. 6783. Hopefully we can drop $1. What do I not want to see? If I don't want to see settlement, then I really don't want to see 71 either. Damn it. Oh, fuck me. Pausing. Alright, so I have to ask myself, why did the market stop where it stopped? Well, because we're still above pivot. We haven't really went below pivot. We took a shot. The market didn't want to break. Therefore, it probably wants to get up here. So I've taken 3 shots at it. It's 10:30. I've been trading for 2.5 hours and I'm down 13 ticks. And we haven't made a significant move one way or the other, in my humble opinion. I've taken what I think is my best shots today, and I'm controlling my loss, and the market's not going the way I want it to go. I'm still above the 30,000 mark, and I'm just laying back waiting for a trade that'll run my way. If I would get a 3p target like tomorrow or Wednesday and would add 570 into the account, that would be a $3p move right now. 259 plus another 570 will put me at 829. So I'm still one trade away from a new account high. I think that the thing to do, and it's going to continue to save me right now, is to know when the market's not moving the way I want it to move. And right now on a Monday, I can tell you that if historically, if I continue to trade after something like this, I find myself losing a hell of a lot more than just money. I lose some of my, not just my pride, but I lose part of what makes me me. Right now I've been able to control my losses on the losing side, and so let's pull up. And I'm not saying that I'm doing it right. I'm just trying to, let me pull this off screen and log in. I'm sitting in step 1, and this is the account right now. So my current balance would be $32.59 at the end of today. My low is 30,000. My best day, 542.60, which was day number 3 on August 17th. And I've had some wins along the way. Friday was a loser. And that was a loser on the 20th. Winning trade percentage is 51 there, so the average line of what it all looks like. So average win, this is what I like to see more than any of it. My average win duration, I'm in almost 36 minutes. Average loss, 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Average win, 104. Average loss, 82. Winning percentage is 51.85. This is what I need to work on right there. P&L high, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? The most profitable amount you realized P&L reached for the day. Try and end your day with P&L at or close to P&L high. It's called ending the day on your highs. P&L, that's not worried about that. This is more important right here. Average winning trade, average losing trade. And what I'm doing is I'm controlling my losses. 153.70, excuse me, 251.10, 162.20. So is that 2 losing days right now? And I'm sitting where I'm just a couple trades away from being able to hit that 32,000. The market hasn't been favorable as far as dollar moves either. The only day that maybe was a dollar move day was right there, and there might have been one more in here that I missed, I think. So I hit this one, and I think I missed one of these in here. And today, if we look at the hourly charts, that's just ugly. There's no real movement one way or the other, and the market's sitting at that above pivot. I mean, obviously I know it can drop down, and I can be wrong, and it looks like it's coming down now. I don't know, you know, I mean, it just, I'm market went to 75, and I wasn't willing to risk a lot there at that 73 mark. I would prefer to have been up here and catching that. So this, what I need to think of is this stuff here, where it makes a new high by just a little bit, and then it sells off based on this volume here. So everything else is just, I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm giving myself an opportunity to win. I didn't like the long side of the market today. I didn't trade it. I could look at the close today, but it's been very tight market, so I really don't want to look at close. So what I want to do is hit the save, make sure I don't have anything open, save again and hit that minimize button. Get rid of that and look at this. Relax. Relax, David. There's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow. Alright, so I'm going to stop this video here. I don't see anything that I want to do. If by chance it gets crazy, we'll talk about it in another time. Bye.